anybody as of January 1st who hasn't paid any of the warrants paid their bills for 2024 will get a notice of delinquency that will state what the open balance is.
Oh,
And we'll
it's just a
say,
delinquency notice. I'm good for January, February, March, and then I've been late since
Up
February.
to
Yeah.
the end of the year.
But you
and-
mentioned 2023.
2023 still has open warrants.
Oh,
Some people haven't been able to pay 2023.
unclear.
We decided not to lien anybody for the year of 2023 because it's a transition year. Okay? Now, I talked to Matt McMurray, who is with Vashon and McCulkey, the
Auditors.
auditors.
Audits, yeah.
Okay? I've talked to Matt. We've had several conversations. He's a really brilliant guy. Okay? What I've explained to him is that we are not leaning for 2023 this year. How are we going to do that and not get in trouble for it? All right? Simple answer was account for it. Account in an accrual basis what you're not leaning for 2023. Give those people an opportunity. So also as part of 3822 under section B, we now have different collections things available to us. We can collect directly. We can set up payment programs. We can have people come in. How much can you pay? Can you pay $10? Can you pay? We can offer interest and bill forgiveness against a prorated amount. All of these things we didn't have available to us under section A in that same law. So we decided to exercise under this direct billing, all of those other opportunities to help people pay their bills. Okay? We're not trying to take people's houses away
Right.
for a $450 balance on their water bill.
Right.
We're trying to offer people the opportunity, out of the $450, what can you pay? I can pay $10 a month for 10 months, okay? That's $100.
In addition to their basic rent.
Hopefully,
Correct.
but the point was, we're not going to bury anybody in bills that can't afford it,
And lean you.
okay? The vast majority of people who were in arrears or who were behind and didn't realize how much they were behind, just came in and dropped a check. Here you go, I didn't know I was that far back.
But you three work with the selectmen and,
Who?
no.
Separate department.
No, I mean with the liens, like how would you know?
It's our discretion
Uh,
at the end of the year, how
Yeah.
what we were told.
oh,
See, now it's gonna turn into a whole different conversation.
okay, no, that's okay.
Well, no, it's pertinent.
No, there are
This is
RSA
pertinent,
government.
because previous, the way it was being done,
Yeah.
okay? At the end of the year, there was unpaid balances. Being on the lien process, the way it was, at the end of the year, let's say there was $15,000 that was unpaid,
Yeah,
okay? We were told, budget season, the whole nine, we were told, selectman's office, this, that, the other thing. The town buys the debt. So in other words, they make the waterworks whole. They pay out the $15,000 and zero the books.
Write a
for the
check.
waterworks. They write a check
Of taxpayers' money.
of taxpayer money, which is not supposed to be commingled. That is a very
But
pertinent
that's a
thing
New
here.
Hampshire law.
It is not. New Hampshire laws is not commingled. You can't
No,
cut
I
a
know,
check from
but
taxpayer
If
money.
you're, then what do they use for funds to pay the water department?
That was the problem. That's what we stopped. They can't do
So
that. They
basically,
were
you have to look at it
violating-
like the town is issuing a loan, okay? The town is issuing a loan against taxpayer funds. Town is writing a check for $11,500 for 2022 and 2023. And now that
To
creates,
Hill Waterworks,
no, to pay Hill Waterworks,
okay.
not to bill, but to
Zero.
pay.
No, no,
Okay, so that zeroes out, the Hill Waterworks
Uncollected.
transfer of uncollected funds gets transferred over to town. Town writes a check. Basically, again, look at it like a loan. They're opening a loan with the taxpayers. Taxpayers are coming in and they're paying that down as they can while they're still paying their water bills for 2024. They're paying their liens down on 2023. They're basically paying principal plus interest on that loan. None of that comes back to the water department.
We already got paid.
Whatever interest and fees
None of the
that
interest
gets
comes to us,
gets
none of it.
collected on that money goes then to the town, okay? We have no, now, we produced an invoice for the uncollected funds in December of this year. And in the notation of the invoice, I put, let's talk about this, okay? The selectmen put it on file and didn't talk about it. Because they didn't talk about it, people came in and continued to pay down their bills to the water department. Having the ability to collect those funds to the past, or the prior year warrants, I was able to collect those funds, give a little interest forgiveness, allow people to catch up, and that amount was being paid down, okay?
Wait a minute, that amount to the town was being paid down?
The town never paid the check for that amount. The town had the invoice and didn't write the check this year.
You're in the corner.
$11,600 of uncollected funds for all previous open warrants was never paid by the town. So the water department kept it open. And as people came in over the last 6.5 months and paid their funds, we've knocked that down to just under $400. People want to pay their bills. That's by nature, in general, they want to pay their bills. Now they find out we're not going to lien their house, little pressure goes off, it's not something they gotta do in the next, 60 days or something like that, and fret over it. And they apply a little funds and come in and they pay their money down. Town didn't collect any additional funds for that money, they never paid on the invoice, the water department paid it, and those funds had been, those uncollected fund numbers have been depleted, okay? The good thing about that is, that goes directly to the water equity. Because there's no, when the open bill is paid, and there's no money owed on it, because everything is previously paid off,
We're at zero.
it goes to equity. And so it goes into the water system as equity, all right? We've just added another $11,222 or something in equity in the last year, because people paid that amount down. So it's equity to the system.
And it would be too if the town had paid you the $11,000 in a check.
To a degree,
Uh,
but it adds in when it went to that
No,
end.
I follow what
Yeah,
you're
right.
saying,
Yep,
There's
it would have
interest.
been if they did.
yes.
It didn't happen, even though we were told 9 million times it happened,
Okay,
it never happened.
so as a water member, I'm concerned that we are in an aging water system, and we're still talking about where did the funds in 2005 go, but going forward, I mean, we're one catastrophe away from bankruptcy.
Okay, so.
That's a true statement.
So
And just so you know, a catastrophic failure.
So,
So we just had the tank inspection done.
I know, I read that,
Okay, so the tank inspection is something that we recently talked to the selectmen about. Back in 2009, there was $40,000 paid, $41,900 paid out
what year?
in 2009, when the engineering was done,
Yep,
okay? There was $41,900 paid out to the engineering firm that designed the road.
oh, I heard it was 3.25, that 325.
No,
No,
it's
no, no,
41
this is a
grand.
whole separate thing. Just, I'm talking about just the access road to get up to the tank.
This is
Okay.
just
Okay.
a plan. to do it, not to do it.
$41,900
I read
paid
this.
to the engineering firm for somebody to say, let's go throw down some 3-inch Riverstone, cover the top of the ground. They never went into the virgin ground or anything like that. They just laid a bunch of stone down, okay? What they did, they did. We're not going back and changing what they did or anything like that. Simply saying, that was so that they could get to the tank and then assess what the tank required. Tank required another $290,000 to be lined.
Roto lined.
The
Was
engineering,
that specific in,
Proven Engineering specifically called for the tank to be roto-lined, and they called out the materials. Okay? The tank was not roto-lined. They bought gallons of Sherwin-Williams paint, went to ADG Fuels, cut it with kerosene, $17,000 worth of kerosene, cut it with kerosene, and put people in the tank and hand paint
Who did the
it.
painting? Local, right? Who was that paint to?
We're,
The painting was done by Aquas Marine, and they provided several different quotes. Here's level A, here's level B, here's level C, and they got level D. Okay? Here's what we'd like you guys to do. We'd like to put your divers in the tank with no water in the tank, and we'd like you to roll it with rollers and roll it with epoxy latex paint,
with kerosene.
cut with kerosene.
Great idea.
They still got paid $213,000, but the tank was never rotoline. Now guess what? The warranty on that tank, the guarantee, the 30-year guarantee on that tank is compromised because the tank was never done to the engineering specs. All right? Now, since the tank wasn't done to the engineering specs, we're left with what is in the tank right now. And what is in the tank is exposed welds and erosion, and the tank is rusting on the inside.
It passed, but barely.
It passed with the notation that it will not pass again. Okay, so that's what they said. We've got all
That's
this.
5 years from now, so they said
It's,
it
the
won't pass.
inspection period is 5 years.
Right,
It
in
could
5
fail.
years, it's due for inspection, and here's the plan for 4 years to do another
Right,
$150,000 to $180,000 worth of work to the tank.
But we
The
supposedly
water
put
system doesn't have $180,000 right now.
No, we already put 290 in it.
So,
so what is that, thank you, I appreciate your abating water members, but what is the plan for, in addition to the water tower, there's talk of